For the past couple months, I've been looking for a dog to be trained for service for a wounded war veteran. The West Valley shelter just contacted me, and they said they think they have the dog that fits the profile that I'm looking for.
Waiting at the shelter is Sandy, a purebred golden retriever.
Oh, he's pretty.
Very.
How old's he?
He's about 2 to 3, really great with kids and other dogs.
Can I go inside?
Sure.
Surrendered after the death of his owner, Sandy already has the manners and the pedigree. It doesn't take long for Brandon to recognize his potential.
I got big plans for you. Come on.
Back in Bethesda, Maryland, 23-year-old Tim Donnelly already knows a thing or two about service.
I joined the Marines to make a difference. I wanted to be one of the best.
While deployed in Afghanistan, a chance encounter shattered Tim's future.
I was hit by an IED, an improvised explosive device. The explosion severed both of my legs and tore off a large piece of my forearm and a small part of my elbow. Because of my amputations, I have prosthetic legs, and they're really hard to use. And when you go from being a very independent, strong, capable person to being completely helpless, it's hard to accept.
A service dog would offer Tim a sense of independence, and above all else, companionship.
A friend who's there all the time, and he's there to watch your back. It's got to be a great feeling, and I want to have that.
Like all aspiring Marines, Sandy's enlistment starts with a physical exam.
Hey, good morning, Brandon.
Morning, Dave.
How are you today?
Good, good. This is Sandy. He has an appointment with Dr. Nardi.
Okay. Sandy, buddy. Oh.
Hi.
Hi, Doc. How are you?
Good. Nice to see you.
You too.
Oh, my goodness. Look at Sandy.
If we're going off aesthetics, I'd say he's a perfect specimen.
Yeah, he's a handsome guy. Overall, he looks very good. He's a nice lean weight, especially for a golden, which is great. Good. Heart and lungs sound great. Let's take a look at his ears. Oh, you can see there's a lot of debris around the outside of the ear there.
Yeah.
I mean, there's even a little bit of an odor. I don't know that you want to just...
Yeah, I'll take your word for it.
Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and take a peek with the ear cone, the otoscope, just to see what everything looks like down the ear. Yeah, he's got quite a bit of debris in this ear. Let's see this ear. Yeah, and even more. I'd have to say the right ear is definitely worse. So let me get a swab so I can show you what I'm talking about. Yeah, lots of gunk in there. We will run a test on these. We will look for yeast and bacteria.
Yeah.
From there, we'll do a deep ear cleaning. After we clean the ears, I'll peek down one more time with the cone just to make sure I can see the eardrum, make sure it's intact. That way we can get the appropriate medication that will treat the ear and that's safe for his eardrum.
Okay.
Okay?
Is he uncomfortable?
He doesn't seem to be. Of course, having all that gunk in your ear probably isn't pleasant.
Yeah.
But putting the cone down his ears, he didn't really react, which is a good thing.
How long will it take to clear up?
Typically, most infections take about a week to clear up.
Okay.
Medicating twice a day.
So he can hear fine, right?
Yeah, definitely. There's no excuses. He has to pay attention. He can hear fine. I would like to see Sandy back in 1 week.
Okay.
Because once they've had one ear infection, there's a good chance, especially with the breed, he's going to have more.
Okay.
So weekly ear cleanings are probably going to be necessary for him. So any other questions?
No, that's it.
Okay, great. Well, nice to see you again.
Thanks, Doc.
Having passed his medical evaluation, Sandy reports for duty and is issued his red training collar.
It means you and I have got a long road ahead of us.
At first call, Sandy reports to the classroom. But his evaluation takes a slightly different course than most dogs at the ranch.
Usually when I assess a dog, I assess their knowledge of the 7 common commands, which are sit, stay, down, come, off, heel, and no. But with Sandy, I'm assessing much more. I'm assessing physical attributes, mental attributes, psychological attributes.
Though Golden Retrievers have a reputation for being talented service dogs, there's no guarantee Sandy will meet the high standards.
He has to prove to me that he's right for the job. And next, I wanted to test him not only on his heel command, but I wanted to see where his pulling power lies. And he doesn't seem to want to pull too much, so we're off to a really good start on that.
Brandon also tests Sandy's retrieving skills.
It's no surprise he's very good at it. He wants to do it. It's in the name, the Golden Retriever. This is a natural instinct of the dog.
As the assessment draws to a close, there's no denying Sandy's the right man for the job.
Pass the test, come on.
Coming up,
Go get it!
basic training begins.
Much like the military, I only take the best of the best.
After months of scouting shelters for a potential service dog, Brandon has finally found a contender in Sandy, a purebred golden retriever.
Good, good.
But his approach to Sandy's training depends upon the needs of Tim Donnelly, a wounded war veteran who lost both legs in Afghanistan.
So far, Tim and I have been conversing through email, but today we're going to see each other face to face for the first time. To get a clear picture of exactly what Tim needs, I need to ask him very personal questions. How difficult is it to walk now?
It depends on the day, really. I do have days where I can get around mainly on my prosthetics. Other days, unfortunately, I have to take a rest day.
In a perfect world, what would you want a service dog assisting you with?
Picking stuff up, that's something I have real trouble with. If I'm up on my prosthetics and I drop something, leaning down to pick it up is nigh on impossible.
How difficult is it getting up and down steps?
Steps are kind of my arch nemesis. We do not get along well at all.
Tim, just so you know, today I have found a dog.
Fantastic, that sounds awesome.
I don't know if it's the right dog, but it looks like he fits the profile. I'm not gonna know if he's the dog until I start training him and testing him.
I hope he meets all of your expectations and all of your criteria. I'm looking forward to the opportunity to get to work with you.
Not every dog is meant to be a service dog. But after what I just heard, it's now my personal mission to make this happen for him. Failure is not an option.
Like all dogs at Lucky Dog Ranch, Sandy will receive a comprehensive education in the 7 common commands. But preparing for active duty will require advanced training.
Much like the military, I only take the best of the best. Boot camp starts today.
Sandy's first lesson, the retrieve.
What makes the Golden Retriever stand out from so many other retrievers is its soft grip. Sandy will be trained to pick up everyday objects for Tim. Sunglasses, remote controls, phones.
But teaching Sandy to fetch unfamiliar items will require a specialized technique called bridging. The process starts with Sandy's favorite toy, a tennis ball.
He's already on the tennis ball. He likes it. He likes retrieving it. Now I'm going to connect it to a wooden dumbbell.
Brandon cuts a strip from the tennis ball and tapes it to the dumbbell.
Sandy smells it. He likes it, but it's still very awkward looking.
Then, a moment of clarity.
Sandy opens his mouth and grabs that dumbbell. The bridge has now been formed.
Coming up,
Brace.
Sandy braces for his next challenge.
It's time to take it to the next level.
Okay.
If you are 18 or older looking to adopt a dog in the LA area and want to be on the show, write to us at cbsluckydog@gmail.com. Tell us why, and you might be selected. For the last few weeks, Sandy, the service dog in training, has been honing his retrieval skills. Today, he tests his mettle.
Metal is now a whole new ballgame. It's not comfortable for the dog's mouth. It's clanky on the teeth.
But making the transition to metal is vital to the bridging process, opening up the door to more practical objects, like keys and cell phones.
I take a metal rod and I place it right in front of his mouth. I say the words, pick it up. And Sandy opens his mouth. Let her touch your teeth. It's okay, just let her touch your teeth. The second it hits his teeth, I see his mouth start shaking. Try it again. Just pick it up. Pick it up. I know, it's tricky. There you go, good.
Brandon repeats the process over and over.
And then out of nowhere, Sandy did something that absolutely amazed me. I held the pipe up about 8 inches away from his mouth and I said, pick it up. And he lunged for it. There you go. Good.
Now acclimated to metal, there's no object Sandy can't handle.
Keys, sunglasses, any object that Tim might need Sandy to pick up.
Good boy. That's a good boy.
Having perfected Sandy's retrieve, Brandon shifts gears to ground support.
The brace command is for Tim to use. When he gets wobbly, he's feeling off balance. He simply says the word brace. Sandy will understand to stiffen his body up and become the cane whenever Tim needs him.
Because a dog's first instinct is to lie down when pressure is applied to its back, Brandon must first teach Sandy the fundamentals of the brace.
I hopped him up on the training platform, and I placed a wooden box in between all 4 legs. When I push on his back, he started going down, but he hit that box and he stood right back up. Brace. Very good. Eventually, I take that box and I slide it out. I simply say the word brace, push down, and lo and behold, his body is stiff now. Every time I repeat the command, I'm pushing a little more pressure. Eventually, he can actually hold my body up as I'm leaning on him. Good boy. It's time to take it to the next level.
Feet up. Brace.
Putting it to a practical use.
Brace. Good.
Using it when I walk up steps.
Brace.
Down steps.
Okay, good boy.
Using it anytime I truly need to brace myself. Over the next few weeks, we continue this brace training, curb after curb, step after step. He must be a perfected machine.
But after long days, it's equally important to unwind. And like all recruits, Sandy gets an hour of square away time.
When training a service dog, you always gotta make sure you match that work with playtime. So I brought him down to the yard to play with some toys that our sponsor PetMate sent over to us.
A little energy burn, then it's lights out for this hard-working soldier. Coming up, basic is over. Now the real test begins.
One wrong move and that would be a test failure.
Brace.
After 12 intensive weeks, Sandy's basic training is drawing to a close.
Good boy.
During his time at the ranch, he's received a top-notch education, built his strength and endurance, and learned the art of navigation.
Pivot the body. Pivot the body. Learn to navigate around it.
But most importantly, he's learned to support his battle buddy, Tim, with the retrieve and brace commands.
Brace.
Now, on the verge of graduation, he'll need to put that training to the test.
To become Tim's service dog, Sandy has to show me that he has a rock-solid understanding of the retrieve and the brace. One wrong move out of Sandy, and that could potentially injure Tim, and that would be a test failure.
In honor of today's test, Sandy earns his official uniform, a custom-made harness.
Now it's time for the test to begin.
Because physical simulation is vital to the testing process, Brandon must restrict his own mobility and balance.
When I put these rocks in my shoes, it takes all my edge away. Now I cannot rely on my muscle memory, my foot techniques to correct him.
Brace. Let's go. Easy.
I start walking Sandy on a slow pace.
And this way. Heel. Heel. Good. Good.
And out of nowhere, I say the word brace very quickly.
Brace. Brace.
Right there, he stiffens his body up
Brace.
and lets me lean on him.
Satisfied with Sandy's response, Brandon changes up the commands.
I drop my keys on the ground and instantly say,
Good.
pick it up.
Good. Now give it here.
And right there, he picks them up,
Give it
hands them
here.
right to me. I go ahead and I drop my cell phone, and once again, I say, pick it up.
Oh, now bring it here. There you go. Good boy. There you go.
But the steepest challenge is yet to come.
I walk him out the gate, and we get right to the edge of the stairs. Not only is this one of the hardest aspects of the training, but it's also one of the most crucial. This is safety. So we took it one step at a time.
Okay, next. Good. And brace. Good boy. There we go. Come here.
Like a true service dog, Sandy assisted his handler, and like a fine soldier, he earned another stripe.
In this case, a green collar. Now, there's only one thing left to do.
Let's go meet your Marine. Come on.
Coming up,
I gotta tell you, this is an incredible feeling.
For me too.
"12 weeks ago, Sandy the purebred golden retriever was just another dog hoping for a forever home. Today, he embraces his new destiny, service dog. In anticipation of the moment, Tim and his Uncle Larry have made the trek to California. But Brandon still has reservations.
Over the past few months, I've brought Sandy around a lot of people, and he barely does so much as look at them because he's so dependent on me. How am I gonna make Sandy understand that Tim is his new handler?
Tim,
Hey, Brandon.
meet Sandy.
Hey.
Hi there, sweetie.
How's it going, boy? Aren't you a good-looking dog? Hey, boy.
Yeah.
When I sat him down next to Tim, it really blew my mind. He literally walked right away from me and up to Tim as if he knew exactly who he was.
He's usually not like this. Usually he does not leave my side.
What I was witnessing right here was one of the most special bonding moments I think I've ever seen in my life.
This is exactly what I wanted to see right here.
I gotta tell you, this is an incredible feeling.
For me too.
I've been looking forward to this for so long.
All right, guys, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna get out of here and let you get some sleep. Tim, we have a long day tomorrow.
The next morning, Tim and Sandy put their new partnership to the test.
I want you to say the word brace and hop yourself up on this curb.
All right.
It's an exhaustive challenge, but like all good Marines, Tim isn't satisfied until the job is done.
Good boy.
Is that enough for today?
Let's do it one more time.
All right.
All right.
One more time. Brace.
Good.
Good
There
boy.
you go. There you go.
Good job,
Good
Sandy.
job.
That's a
Good
brace.
boy, brace.
I'm just getting a bit of a glimpse of what might be possible for me with him in my life. And it's just a really great feeling. Heel.
Under Brandon's guidance,
Pick it up.
Tim and Sandy solidify their bond.
Good boy. Give it here. Pick it up. Give it here. Good boy.
And by the end of the week,
Brace.
they're ready to achieve new heights.
Good boy.
We're just gonna go up 2 steps. When he hits the second step, we're gonna go back down.
But Marines never back down.
He did a 4th step. And then we hit the 5th step. And I said, Tim, it's okay, we can go back down. And he looks at me and says no.
Once we'd made it, 5 or 6 steps, I knew that I had to finish it.
Through it all, Sandy stands by his fellow Marine.
Next thing I knew, we were at the top. Good boy. Brace. Brace.
Good.
Good boy.
Brace will Tim.
We made it, buddy.
Good job, buddy.
We made it. Good job, buddy.
Good job.
You went up 30 steps. That's 3 stories. It was really very emotional.
I've only known Sandy a short time, and he's already given me more than I ever thought I'd have again.
So what do you think, Tim?
Brandon, I think you've given me something that is going to change my life.
Well, I do have one more gift for you. Now, instead of looking at the world through bars, Sandy's assisting a war hero who received a Purple Heart for his bravery.
The future is looking pretty bright. We can go anywhere, we can do anything we want, and that's a freedom that most people with all 4 limbs don't have.
Thank you, Brandon.
Thank you, Brandon, for everything.
Goodbyes are always inevitable, but it's easier to walk away knowing that the mission has been accomplished.
Saying goodbye to Sandy was one of the hardest things I've ever done. But I gave a shelter dog a second chance at life, who in turn is giving a wounded veteran a part of his life back that he lost.
From hopeless to a home. That's my mission. One dog at a time.